I've been crypto mining, especially GPU mining, for about 6 months now. And if you've been watching my channel and following along, you'll know that I've only been into GPU mining. Well, that's about to change. It's been a while since I made a farm update, so let's take a look at what's happened with my mining farm and what are these big changes that are on the horizon. So first off, let's take a look at the mining rigs. You'll notice a few things have changed. I've added these little foam cutouts to all of the rigs so that all of the fresh air is getting removed by that fan, but it's all getting pulled directly between the GPUs. Basically, with these in place, I'm eliminating airflow in this area and forcing it all through this area. So it's making the airflow a lot higher here. And this has allowed me to turn my exhaust fan down. So this exhaust fan is only running at like 50% capacity right now. Leave in the comments down below how much watts you think it's using, and I'll tell you guys a little bit later because it's way lower than I thought it was going to be. And keep in mind, at full speed, this is an 8,000 RPM drum fan. So the cool thing about these little foam inserts is that they just pop right off, and if I need to do some maintenance on the rig, then I can get in there. And it's just these Velcro command hooks, and that allows me to pop them on and off as I please, and it's super modular. So that is very nice. So it's been a while since I made a mining rig update, or basically a video showing off my mining rigs. And that's because with crypto mining, sometimes you just have to let your farm run and do its thing. That's basically the whole point of mining, is letting your graphics cards sit around and make their money. So there's periods of times where I may not have a lot of content to make for my actual mining farm itself. Now I can review market conditions and speculations and stuff like that, but as far as the mining rigs, I don't really have too much to update. But that is going to change in this video because I do have a pretty big update. So as I mentioned in the intro, I've been all GPUs for about 6 to 7 months now. And honestly, through my whole crypto mining career, I've always been all GPU mining. So what is the big change that I'm gonna be doing? Well, I'm buying 2 KS0 Ultras. I've actually already bought them and they're being shipped here right now. So there's a couple things I want to discuss. This will actually be the first ASIC I've ever bought, or the first ASICs. So it's going to be new for me to get into ASIC mining, and I still have some reserves about it. But this will be kind of a good entry point for me, as well as some of my viewers if you've only been in GPU mining. So let's discuss why I'm doing it and how I'm doing it to kind of try to offset some of the risk of purchasing an ASIC miner. So the first thing I'm doing is, with GPU mining profits being in the gutter, we're back to the point where my 36 GPUs is making about $1 a day, so very horrible profitability. What I'm going to be doing first is trying to improve the efficiency of my GPU miners. And I've noticed that my Hynix 3060 Ti's, the efficiency is much worse than the Samsung 3060 Ti. So I'm gonna pop it up on screen with the calculations, but it's at least 10 to 20%, and we'll see what the number is when I go to edit this video. So what I'm gonna be doing is selling, I think I have about 6 to 8 Hynix GPUs. I'm not gonna sell all of them, but at least maybe 5 of them, to kind of get some more money that I can use for ASICs, while also making my farm more efficient, which will increase my profitability and allow me to keep mining, which is like the biggest thing. You want to at least avoid turning off your mining rig. So that's one thing I'm going to be doing to basically offset some of the risk. If I sell 2 Hynix 3060 Ti's for $500 total, then that basically pays for my 2 KS0 Ultras, because I bought them from T Swift through his Telegram channel, and make sure you guys check that out. He has actually the lowest prices of any of the ASIC manufacturers, but the thing is that you're not buying through a website and a company. You're basically trusting that T Swift is going to get you your ASIC miner, and he is a very trusted member of the community, so I wouldn't worry about that too much, but that's just something to always keep in mind. If you don't want to go that route, I'll have some links to other ASIC manufacturers or third-party sellers down below if you're interested in getting any ASICs for yourself. But I got them each for $250, so $500 for two KS0 Ultras, which is pretty good. And that allows me to sell one GPU and buy an ASIC. So why did I choose the KS0 Ultra? Why didn't I get an Lithium ASIC or even an Ethereum ASIC? Well, I wanted to start out small. I wanted to start out small with relatively low risk because, like I mentioned, this is my first time buying an ASIC. And also, I like Kaspa as a coin, so I'd like to start building my Kaspa bags. And unfortunately, since TradeOgre doesn't support Kaspa, I have 0 Kaspa right now. And with that being one of the biggest mineable coins, I would like to change that and make it one of my biggest holdings potentially, maybe right below Bitcoin, which means I'm gonna need a lot of Kaspa. So that's one of the reasons I picked the KS0 Ultra, is that it's pretty hands-off. I'm just gonna mine it directly to my Tangem wallet and never sell a single coin until I break even or Kaspa goes to crazy $1 plus numbers, which fingers crossed that does happen. So I mentioned that there's kind of some downsides with how I'm buying this, when I'm buying this, and really the biggest downside is the timing of it. If you're gonna buy an ASIC miner, you wanna make sure that you are buying it right when it comes out. Now, obviously, sometimes there's weird things where the price is way too expensive when it first drops and it gets cheaper. So you need to make sure you watch out for that. But ideally, as soon as prices are at a set number, you want to buy as soon as possible, because everybody who gets their ASIC before you, their yield is going to be higher and they're going to be mining that whole time, having an extra 2 weeks to a month to get more Kaspa to reach that ROI point, while I'm still waiting for my KS0 Ultras to arrive, and they came out like a month ago. So I'm basically a month behind the ball, which is a little bit worrisome for a potential ROI. But I do feel like if Kaspa increases in value even to 50 cents, that I should easily make my money back, but we'll see. So the reason I wanted to get an ASIC miner is just that GPU mining has been so unprofitable that I really do just need to make the leap and get into ASIC mining, because that's kind of where the profits are at least right now. If I take my Hynix 3060 Ti and a KS0 Ultra, they both cost $250. The KS0 Ultra is 8 times more profitable. 8 times. So that is a huge difference, and I'm kind of wondering why I didn't just buy 10 of those instead of getting a third rig. So we'll see how it goes. I've always stuck to GPU mining because it's a little bit less risky than ASIC mining. So why is it less risky than ASIC mining? Well, if you become unprofitable on an ASIC, that means that basically the majority of people will probably be unprofitable on it unless they have solar, or if you yourself are at like 20 cents power. And when that ASIC becomes unprofitable, it basically does not have a sell value. It may have a little bit, but the sell value is going to be very minimum. And that makes it so that if you haven't made your money back, you're basically going to be out whatever money you still owe on that ASIC. And me being very risk adverse, and I always have been, that's concerning to me, and why I always go for GPUs, because if this mining farm starts making $0, I can still sell all of this hardware to gamers who are still going to be buying GPUs regardless of how profitable GPU mining is. And that's another reason why I don't buy mining specific cards like the CMP cards, because that takes away that resale value, which is one of the biggest reasons why I buy GPUs, because I always have that worst case you can sell your hardware. So those are the big updates. My KS0s are on the way. Hopefully get them in the next week or so, and I can begin making some KS0 content. That's also going to be an added bonus of getting these ASICs, is that it'll give me more content to make for you guys. Let me know if you're excited about that. Going back to earlier, 60 watts is what my exhaust fan is pulling. So my whole farm is pulling 3,500 watts and my exhaust fan is only 60 watts. So very, very small numbers. Basically 2% of my entire power usage is going to exhausting my heat in the summer, which is amazing. I'm Jack from Modern Mining. If you want to follow along my mining journey, hit that subscribe button and check out some of the other videos on my channel. I'll see you guys next time, and thanks for watching.